In today's video, I'm going to be discussing a group that may be the source to send you ongoing monthly checks if you're low income. That's the focus of this video. Let's get into it and talk through all the details. Now, first off, if you've been watching the videos here on the channel for a while now, you've certainly heard me talk about monthly checks, otherwise known as UBI, Universal Basic Income, GBI, Guaranteed Basic Income, simply Basic Income, or the new one we've been hearing about lately, which is UHI, Universal High Income. Now, all of these achieve the exact same objective, which is ongoing monthly checks specified to a certain group of people. However, I want to talk about a group here in this video, or a coalition, maybe I should say, that is doing exactly this, and it is also doing this as of right now, sending out ongoing monthly checks to people all across the country. And I can tell you this much, a lot more to come, and I'll share with you all the details here in this video. There's tons and tons of money out there right now, and the states have no idea what to do with it other than give it to the people. So again, I want to share with you the details of all this, and again, I will give you some resources you can look up and do some more reading about this if you'd like to. Not required, but you can if you want to, and I'll tell you all the details in this video. So let's talk about it. However, really fast before we do, can I ask a huge favor of you? If you have not done so yet, will you make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting the subscribe button right down below the video? It's totally free to do so. I'm here for you every single day, doing the research, watching the headlines, advocating on your behalf, pointing out anything right now you can possibly grab or take advantage of. Things are changing rapidly. I think we can all probably agree it's a weird time, right? It's a very weird time. Last few years have been very weird, and realistically, the next couple of years are going to be weird, especially through the rest of this year as well. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I truly do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you have not done so yet, and feel free to share the video as well with your friends on social media with the share button down below. Thank you. Truly appreciate it. All right, so let's talk about the group or coalition that is out there now and what they're doing behind this, because this is actually pretty powerful stuff, and they continue to find time and time again with their reports that, hey, guess what? A guaranteed income actually works. Imagine that, right? You give people money and they have a better lifestyle, and their lives are improved. I don't know. I'm not a rocket scientist, but I would tell you this much. That's not that hard to figure out, right? If you give somebody an ongoing monthly stipend, in other words, an ongoing monthly check, that their livelihood actually improves, their health gets better, they're happier, they're living in safer conditions, all the details, they're having food on the table, you know what I mean? It's obvious, right? All the details about this. But anyway, let me share with you the details of this group and this coalition that I'm talking about. It is called Mayors for a Guaranteed Income, which, by the way, if you want to look up their website, you can go on there and you can do some reading around and look at all the different cities that have signed on to this. But I'll give you the details about that really quickly here, and then I'm going to talk about what is going on with this, because right now, states, cities, counties have tons and tons and tons of money, and they don't have a clue what to do with it other than do what they do best, spend it, right? So again, they will certainly spend it, but one of the options of spending this money is actually giving it away in the form of these ongoing guaranteed basic income programs. So anyway, if you want to look up the website for Mayors for a Guaranteed Income, they do have a website. It's mayorsforgi.org. Again, mayorsforgi.org. So MAYORSFORGI, which stands for Guaranteed Income.org. Okay, feel free to look that up. Some pretty interesting information on there. Yes, I've been on the website a number of times looking around, reading different things. And again, they have an annual report out talking about how these guaranteed income programs work. Surprise, surprise. I mean, we don't need to read a report about it, but if you want to, feel free to check that out. And right there on the website, they also say that they believe that all Americans should be guaranteed an income floor, or basically a financial floor. What that simply means is that nobody should be able to, live their lives and basically have no income floor. In other words, if your income is zero, fine, you have zero income. No. They basically suggest that they believe everybody should be at least guaranteed a minimum income. And that's exactly where the monthly checks come in as well, okay? So that's what I want to talk about. Now, here's the thing. Remember back in 2021, okay? Early 2021. Now, obviously, here we are in 2024 as I film this video, right? But way back in 2021, there was a $1.9 trillion stimulus package that was passed at the time. It was called the American Rescue Plan. That is the one that contained the $1,400 stimulus checks. Now, I'm not talking about stimulus checks here in this video, but I want to share with you the details of that. Within that legislation, there was $350 billion that was given to states. That's nuts. That's a ton of money, right? That's That's $1/3 trillion that was given to states. That's a ton of money. But anyway, let me share with you really quickly. Now, I can make a dedicated video about this as well because I find this to be very fascinating. But these states were awarded $350 billion. Now, with all of these awards, obviously there were different parameters that went into it as far as how much states actually got individually. For example, California got a lot more money than Iowa. Reason being is a lot of factors, but population is significantly higher. A bunch of different factors went into this. But my point is, each state got billions of dollars. Billions and billions of dollars each state was awarded, okay? But one of the provisions was the money, okay, now this is kind of a gray area. The bulk of the money needed to be spent by the end of 2024, or in some instances, the end of 2025. The whole list of where this money could be spent is like a huge laundry list. In other words, they could spend it on all kinds of different things. And believe it or not, a new report was just released not that long ago showing, hey, states are still sitting on tons and tons of this money that they need to spend or give back by the end of this year, 2024, okay? Interesting. Now, not all of it. Again, there's a ton of different parameters about it, way more than I want to talk about here in this video. I can make a dedicated video if you'd like me to, but long story short here, these states are sitting on tons of money, billions of dollars. They don't really know what to do with it. Some of the states have been very good about spending it. Imagine that. States good at spending money. Yeah, right? So anyway, one of the things that they can do with it is establish ongoing monthly check programs as a result of these guaranteed income programs. And that's what some of these mayors are signing on to. Again, with this coalition that I'm talking about here in this video, again, mayors for a guaranteed income. So what's happening is mayors all across the country are signing on to this. And basically they're saying, hey, we have all this extra money. We believe that, yeah, people should be guaranteed an income floor, and we want to sign on to this. So across the country right now, according to what I was reading on this, about right now, there's about 35 of these programs happening. However, across the country, just in the last, couple years now, we've seen well over 100 of these programs that have popped up. Now, here's the thing as well. With these guaranteed income programs like this, usually they phase out after a certain specified period of time. It's 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, something like this. But generally, they're around. Now, some of these programs that popped up, say, back in 2021, they've probably phased out by now, a couple years later, here we are in 2024. So that's why. But in total, well over 100 of these programs have popped up just in the last few years. Now, remember this much as well. Back in 2019, that's not that many years ago, 5 years ago, in 2019, this is when the very first of these programs popped up in Stockton, California. So look what has happened just since 2019, when the very first one of these guaranteed basic income programs popped up back in 2019. And here we are 5 years later, and we've seen well over 100 of these programs established across the country. And currently right now, 35 of them are still distributing money, ongoing monthly checks, generally in the amount of $500 per month to the people that are actually approved for these programs. So pretty interesting. And again, there are programs, and there are, well, I shouldn't say programs, there are pieces of legislation out there in the possession of lawmakers on the federal level as well, where they want to establish these on a nationwide level, going out to everybody across the entire country. Now remember, most of these programs, or I should say basically all of these programs that are out there right now, are focused on the city by city, county by county level. There are a couple states that are offering these on the state level as well. But again, that's just on the state level. You got to be living within the state that's offering these, and of course being eligible for it and be accepted into the program. There's a lot of parameters about it, things like that. But one of these that will be distributed and administered on the nationwide level, as in from the federal government, that would be across the entire country. Now, to be fair, no, they have not been approved yet on the federal level. But I've been saying this for a couple of years now, and I'm going to stick to it, which is, I believe, and I would not be shocked one bit. In fact, I anticipate this to happen before long. I don't know when. It could be a year. It could be 5 years. It could be 7 years. I don't know when. I'm just simply saying it's not going to be that many more years until this is established on a nationwide level from the federal government. Now, again, I can't guarantee anything. I have no idea what they're going to do, but I would be shocked, 100% shocked, if they do not offer this on the nationwide level to some degree. Reason that I say that is because look what's happening. We're seeing all kinds of things taking over tons and tons of jobs right now, and it's still very, very small as of right now. Mostly AI, artificial intelligence, robotics, sophisticated computers. We're seeing tons of this taking over massive industries already, and it's still in its infancy. It's still just getting started. There's a lot of development to go on this, and you've heard me talk about it before in other videos, so I don't want to go down that road again in this one, but you get my point here, right? So anyway, my long story short here is continue watching the respective state / county / city that you live in, because there's a lot of these programs that are popping up, and if you are somebody who is low income, this may be the culprit behind any types of monthly checks that you could possibly apply for and possibly start getting at some point, okay? So I would say watch this very closely, and again, I will continue to watch this, but to watch all these little programs popping up on the city or county level is honestly just a lot to watch, and it's just kind of a lot to kind of keep tabs of as they continue to come in and out and introduced and things like that. But anyway, just watch on your local level. If something like this pops up in your local level, you better want to apply for that, because worst case scenario, they say no. Okay, well then nothing changed, right? You just continue living your life like you always have. But if you get approved for this, generally these programs encompass about $500 a month for usually a specified period of time of usually 1, 2, or possibly 3 years, 5 years in some instances. Make sense? Anyway, feel free to check out that website if you'd like to. Again, Mayors for Guaranteed Income is what it's called. Feel free to just do an internet search on that. Otherwise, mayorsforgi.org is the website. Feel free to go there and read about it. I don't know, pretty interesting, and yeah, very insightful as well. So hope this helps you. Again, as always, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so. Share the video with your friends on social media. There's a share button right down below as well. Go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those that I've linked down below in the description or the top of the comment section that I've hand selected there. Otherwise, right now, popping up on your screen, you'll see some videos popping up right now. Make sure to check out one of those videos. So go ahead and make your selection now, and I'll catch you in later in the next video. Take care. Have a nice